Hey, Eric Hawkinson. Hey. Welcome back. Day two of the Printiverse at Print 18. We're doing our morning movers and shakers interviews, the people who are pushing the industry forward. And I always say that the logos on my Printiverse banners are not there by accident. I seek out the companies that have something that is unique or something that can really help businesses grow. To carry on with the theme of the show. And for sure, specialty finishing fits in that wheelhouse. I am literally sitting next to the foil queen. I don't know if you could tell. Ellen Manning from Eagle Systems, also known as the Foil Experts. They create hot and cold foil with a specialty in cold foil. They make their own machines. They do their own research and development and training and certification. I know a lot about them because they have been in the alliance since day one. It's a relationship I value very, very highly. And thank you so much again for your support and for coming here to share some information with the people. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about who you are, what you do, and what is Eagle Systems?
Eagle Systems is a machine manufacturer for foiling equipment, hot foil and cold foil. Over the past 8 years, cold foil has really upped its ante in the industry, and now we see that we are mostly producing cold foil machinery. So hence the wig, because I'm always pushing on silver foil. The machinery is an add-on to an offset press and allows printers to apply foil inline, giving them the ability to create amazing effects, save a lot of money, change up what they're doing for their customers, and it's just been awesome.
What are some of the objections you hear about foil, a cold foil? Or maybe explain to the people what is cold foil.
Cold foil is a very thin film, silver foil that is applied in line with adhesive, where you have a printing press that this is done on a 6-tower or larger press. If you have, as you apply this, you put down adhesive in the first tower. You remove the ink and replace it with adhesive. The adhesive is printed with a printing plate in the actual picture that you want the foil to be. As the substrate goes on to the second tower, our machine is mounted on top of the second tower where there is no ink, and it has a special foiling blanket. As the paper goes through, or plastic or board or whatever you're using, the foil rolls down from my machine between the blanket and the impression cylinder. Slight pressure puts the foil to the glue, and it's on a backing. The backing and the foil peel apart. The backing rolls back up into my machine, and then the substrate with the foil goes on to towers 3, 4, 5, and 6, or 7 and 8 for overprinting. So you use one color foil, silver, and you can change the color of this foil with your ink. And you could make a myriad of pictures and effects, and it's not just one color. You could run colors together. It's like a rainbow. It's an incredible thing to do now for packaging as well as commercial printing.
So when I was working in the advertising agencies, if we wanted foil, it was like this whole thing. You had to send it out. It
Right.
took like weeks. There were dyes and there were craziness that went on, and it cost a fortune to use it. Is this an alternative to that?
This is an alternative. A lot of commercial printers always outsource their foil. They sent it to a trade finisher. And to do hot foil, you needed to buy dyes. You needed to buy separate color foils for every picture. So if you notice in the logo here, there's red, there's blue, there's gold. This would be 3 passes on a hot foil stamper. You would need rolls of blue, rolls of red, rolls of gold. With cold foil, because it's done in line, there are no dyes, and all of this color is done in one pass on your press. And all that needs to be done when it comes off, you will see exactly what these colors are, you'll see the picture of the logo, and then you send it to die cutting. So now commercial printers are using this process to bring foil in-house, which they didn't have an ability to do before.
And I'm assuming it saves weeks of time on a job.
Oh, yes. A lot of times they would send a product out to be hot foil stamped. They'd have to wait for the trade finisher to take care of it. They may not get it back for a week, and depending on how big the job is. This way, if you have a customer that needs this job tomorrow, you throw silver foil up on your press, you print it all out, you die cut it, you pack it up, you send it out, the product is done that day. Major, major time savings.
So, what is going on in your booth back there for anybody who wants to follow you back?
Well, I would suggest you all come back, and we have a ton of samples in packaging boxes. We have commercial, we have labels, we have a lot of different things, and we actually have a machine here. It's not running because it needs to be attached to a press, and we don't have a press in the booth, but you will be able to see it. We have videos up, and you can see exactly the process and how it works, and we'll be happy to discuss anything, any questions that you have. We're in booth 1142, and I
And
welcome all of you.
And for everybody watching at home on Facebook or YouTube or watching the replays, thefoilexperts.com. Check it out. They have a brand new website. It
Yes.
looks awesome. And thank you so much, Ellen, for your time, for your support.
Thank you,
You're
Deborah.
the best. And we will call up Eric Hawkinson from Canon Solutions America.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're perfect. I adore you.
Eric, 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 Eric.
Here we are.
Here we are again.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Eric Hawkinson, Canon Solutions America, hot off a Think conference to end all Think conferences. For all the years I've complained about your keynote speakers, you killed it this year with
Yeah.
the JC Climbs guy.
Yeah.
I wrote a blog about it. Serve the mission is my new mantra.
Yeah.
On top of that, it was your best conference to date, I really believe. There was, how many people there? 600?
We had over 630 total attendees. Yeah.
And 300 or so of them went to go see your pro stream at your experience center.
Yeah. What's amazing about it, again, Think is it's an independent user group for inkjet, the proliferation of inkjet. And we hosted in Boca Raton, just happens to be very close to our customer experience center. And yes, to Deborah's point, we had over 350 customers who had attended, but then 300 of them actually went and took a look at our equipment. And there's a lot to be shown right now with
Yes.
the advancement of things like our ProStream 1000, which is printing incredible output. In fact, if you take a look at the print magazine that our friends from What They Think put together, that was printed on the OSE ProStream. We've had so much success. I'll get back to the Think in a second, but I'm so excited about it because I saw it
This
today.
is your time.
We saw this magazine. It's just impeccable in terms of quality, and to the point you can't really tell if it's offset or digital unless you truly smell it. Which, as long as you don't smell it or use a loop, we're all right. So we're pretty excited. But back to Think. It was incredible energy. And I've had a lot of experience in user groups, and this was one of those things where you feel like the customers took control, and I couldn't be happier. And then to your point, we had the luxury of an incredible keynote speaker, a guy by the name of Jamie Clark, who climbed Mount Everest. Yeah, just full disclosure, I get kind of lost in a lot of the keynote speakers. It's always usually the typical, in order to go up, you got to
Yeah.
hit the bottom. And like
Yeah.
this true juxtaposition.
And for the print industry attracts these Mount Everest guys because you have to overcome unsurmountable odds to reach the top. But this was different.
And it talked about transition. And I think we're all in a time right now where we're looking at what is that next solution. And for us, in a position we're placing, is we want people to consider inkjet as a full-blown opportunity, because it's not designed just for transactional or low-coverage direct mailers. We're now really trying to hit the peak, if you no pun intended.
Oh,
hey.
look, see how we worked that in?
And
True salesperson.
with commercial printers or high-coverage direct mail.
Right. See, it's interesting because what I got from him was that it took an attitude adjustment. He needed to understand that it wasn't all about him. And when he made it about the mission and about the people that he had to serve, you couldn't substitute that in for the customers. And the mission being what Francis said, that I'm also repeating, that Canon's new position is that you're there to help your customers' customers, and I believe that's what his message was serving the mission. That it's he scooped granola for 2 years because that was needed to serve the mission before he was able to get up on the team to do it. And it's sort of like with the inkjet, you have to change your mind about maybe how you think it's going to look like, because the ProStream has changed everything now.
Yeah, I mean, I think you don't have to walk too far around the show floor, but to see how mainstream inkjet has become. And there's a lot of really good companies out here that have a lot of really good products. So I would encourage you to come and take a look at it. But it does require a mind shift change, because for far too long, your company's been offset. Maybe you dabbled in digital. Maybe you're a digital-only printer. But now when you're looking to make that next leap to get into inkjet, where costs are generally speaking 20 to 40% cheaper, with the ability to do one-to-one VDP, this is an opportunity that requires a mind shift, but it's very capable, and it's not as hard as you might think. In fact, there was a recent study by one of our research groups that said 70% of the people who adopted inkjet said it was way easier than they had expected. We go to great lengths to explain all the different things that you have to do from a design perspective or a sales perspective, and these people are finding that it's cheaper, and at the end, or that it's easier, and at the end of the day, they're able to make more money because they can print more at lower cost. So it's just the next great wave of our printing technology.
And that's actually a perfect segue, because the theme of this show is grow your business. So how is Canon Solutions America helping your customers grow their businesses?
You know, again, we talked about one, which is Think, and that's been incredibly successful
But
after
actually,
4 years.
that's just the conference. You talk about the community too,
There's
right? Yeah.
There's year-round activities. We've got things that are called. We've got actually a toolbox called our marketing toolkit, right? And it's something where our members can go in and go ahead and take a look at all of the great things that Think members have created. Some of which is templates, some of which is case studies. But they're literally walking people through how to be successful as they get into inkjet. I will also say, and again, gratuitous plug, but fully worth it, what we've done with Project Peacock. I mean, combined. And Project Peacock is something that Deborah had kicked off, and we've been supported since the beginning, I guess 2 years ago, where we're going and talking to brand agencies and print owners about the changing world of print. And we do it in conjunction with our team from Large Format, and they're able to see some of the things. So what I just discussed with the inkjet in terms of the ProStream 1000 and the quality, it doesn't take long for someone who's running a brand and being able to control the brand spend to realize this is something that I could be capable of using in all of my clients, not just our transactional clients, but it's really the high coverage, again, commercial print applications that we yearn for.
Before I let you go, you know, we're talking about movers and shakers and people and companies that are pushing the industry forward. And I would be, you know, it's a missed opportunity not to mention the Voyager.
Yeah.
Talking about future. And I know that I saw you guys setting up the booth over the weekend, and there's a station there, and I believe there's also print samples. Can you let people know what the Voyager is and why that is what is next for Canon?
Yeah, I'll tell you two funny stories. So the Voyager is something that's going to be coming out in 2019, and what it is, it's a B2 plus size sheet, which means you can do 6 letters up on a sheet. And there's no current press out there that could do this to the quality of which we're doing, which is 24 by 2400 DPI. It can print anything as thin as rice paper, which would be the equivalent of like an 18-pound Bible stock, as up to 24-point stock, right? It's essentially a very similar process to what would be a lot of digital toner devices, where it's printing on a blanket and then laying on top of the sheet. And the reason why that's valuable is because you don't have to worry about the ink penetrating the sheet and causing disruptions versus cockling or whatnot. It's a very extraordinarily exciting product. The output that's coming off of it is I've never seen anything like it. I've certainly never seen anything like it on the inkjet side of the business. And it's something, and this is kind of the anecdotal story I will tell you, if most of the people know Canon, they know us usually for one thing, and that thing is
Cameras?
Cameras, right. So cameras are still very much an important part of what we do. In fact, I think we have number one market share, 62%, whatever. The point of the matter is that we know that there's got to be the next wave of things. And one of the things that our chairman and CEO of Canon Inc., Mr. Mitarai, believes is that Voyager is one of those key areas where we're going to see tremendous growth for the next 5 to 10 years. So this is something that we were all in on, and I think we'll have a lot of announcements to make early in 2019.
Eric Hawkinson, thank you so much for your support. Wait, where your booth is? What does it say? over
What
there?
are we? We're in the middle. Booth number
16
2400.
2400
yeah.
and csa.canon.com.
Nice.
Thinkforum.com
Nice.
is definitely one you want to go there. They have amazing resources. Canon is constantly having events. They support, Canon supports a lot of the local PIAs. And
Absolutely.
I love that. I just went to one in Ohio, and I love that your team was there supporting education for the industry. It's so important that whether or not, and that's why I love Eric and his team, because whether or not you use their technology, they are happy to tell you about the opportunities there are with digital printing so that you at least, consider it if you haven't. And then, of course, if, you come to feel that their technology is the best for your business, they're more than happy to help you with amazing service, amazing software solutions, and amazing support from their from everybody, from the people that install the presses to the people that help you understand how to talk to people like me, print customers, and help them grow their business as well. Thank you so much, and especially for your support of Project Peacock.
Yeah.
I'm now calling you guys Project Peacock Pioneers because, as you know, it's growing, but I will never lose sight of the fact that without you guys, it wouldn't have happened. So thank you so much for that.
Proud to do it. Thank you, Deborah.
Get a little hug from me.
Oh.
Because I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, Marianne's going to get up here. Come here, Marianne.
And now we have Marianne Gears from GPA, the new GPA, Surfacing Change, no longer GPA Special Substrate Solutions, Specialty Substrate Solutions.
That's correct, Deborah. We are so excited. Yesterday, we rolled out our brand new brand. The team has been working on this for over a year. We've got a new logo and a new look. And our goal was to create a more modern, bold, iconic look for GPA. GPA has been around for almost 80 years.
Really?
Yeah, can you believe that?
That's amazing.
And our logo was designed over 20 years ago. And for the printers that are here and the designers, the printing industry has evolved even in the last couple years. Listening to Eric talk about the Voyager, what's happening with inkjet, GPA has always been on the forefront of innovating and helping our customers innovate with substrates. So we thought that the new brand, the new look, the new logo would help our customers understand.
I mean, GPA is my go-to for any paper questions. It does not matter what it is. They've got somebody over there who knows or knows somebody who knows. And even if they don't sell it or have anything to do with it, they are very helpful. They come into my LinkedIn group. They answer questions. They help me find resources for people. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about who you are, though, and what you do at GPA?
So I've been with GPA for almost 19 years this week, and my job is Senior
Congratulations.
Vice President of Marketing and Corporate Strategy. It's a huge responsibility, and it was fantastic that our CEO, Bob Neeson, selected me for this position. But the goal of my team is two. One is to keep in front of the trends and understand what's happening. We're part of the Global Fadragoni Group, which is the leader in luxury packaging worldwide. So what we do is we study the global and worldwide trends in substrates, and then we try to bring that to our customers. So our goal is to lead the trend and then work with our OEM manufacturers. Eric is a really, really good example with the Voyager press. You get that Voyager press, you're going to start with postcards, and then you're going to come to GPA and say, I want to print signage, or I want to print Pearl paper, and how do I do that? So the team that I have the privilege to lead is responsible for understanding that.
And I'm glad that you said signage because it actually came up yesterday, and I want you to brace yourself, that people didn't know that you had wide format media.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It is, but maybe you should tell the people all about that so that we can end the wait. They sell wide format stuff?
Absolutely. So we've been selling wide format materials for over 4 years. So it's just an addition to the substrates that we sell. And what we have found is printers have their sheet-fed offset device, they may have a digital device, and now wide format. If you do retail POP, the common thing over the years, and I'm from Ohio, so that's the land of Victoria's Secret, Bath & Body Works, Wendy's, White Castles. That's the POP capital of the world, I think.
My mailbox thanks you.
Yes, and one of the things that we found is, the offset runs for the 800 stores are great, but there's always that French-Canadian version which required them to go to something different. So
Those pesky French
those
Canadians.
pesky French Canadians. So one of the things is that whether you print on your offset press, your digital device, or your white format, you've got the same consistent product all the way across the board. And that's what brand managers want. They want consistency for their brand, the look and the feel. A good case study is Under
Yeah.
Armour. They are so specific about the color of the plastic that they use, the blue-white that prints the black that they have and get the density, that our printers that work with that particular brand have to make sure that there's consistency all the way across.
And that's actually a great point because, coming from as a print buyer, we just think, well, this is the stock I picked and I'm just going to get that stock. But my different printers are ordering that stock from different places. And you just made me realize that you sort of lose a little quality control in that because, I know it's dependent upon the batches that the paper companies made. So being able to have a one-stop paper shop is a really an advantage, I would assume, for all the printers out there, and certainly for the print customers to at least ask questions about substrates. Do you have direct contact with end users, so to speak, print customers?
So this is something new at GPA. So one of the things that we wanted to do was take our brand beyond our commercial print customers, and they've been wonderful customers, and they still will be. But for
Do you
them,
mean the printers?
the printers,
Okay.
right? But for them to move forward, and for us, it's really that opportunity to speak to the brands and help them educate. You said,
agree,
hey,
yeah.
I can call on GPA and ask them pretty much any question. So we are looking at this opportunity to educate the brands about the industry, about substrates, and new techniques. So our new books that we have here is really all about techniques and ideas and what you can do, and that's what our goal is.
And have you changed the website, or is it still Ask GPA?
We actually have. So today, this morning, early, actually over the weekend, it
Okay.
changed to gpa-innovates.com. So we've always been innovators. Customers have always come to us for years at the booth, and the first thing they say is, what do you got that's new? What's new? What can I see? What's new? Because printers want to show customers
Right.
what's new and what's evolving. So we decided to take that and take the lead from what our customers told us. And so you will see us at gpa-innovates.com.
And they are also, if you're at the show, you can see their booth. It's right there. I can see the logo right from here. It's right
Yeah,
next door.
so we have the booth with the baseballs on the outside and the tin cans. And we've had people all day yesterday say, what are you selling? And really what we're selling is ideas, and how those ideas with service, with either inkjet, toner, offset inks, can make change. So we're talking about that. So please come and see us, and we're excited to tell you more about why do we have baseballs and tin cans. Now, one of the reasons for baseballs too, we try to focus on markets and applications for our customers. $75.8 billion spent in the sports industry, anything from professional leagues all the way down to health and fitness clubs where there might be direct mail that Eric talked about. So, one of the things we want our customers to do is focus on markets that can help them make money.
Marianne, thank you so much. Your team is awesome. Helps me get ready for the Printiverse. Makes our table tents for us, and really has been a partner. You're actually my storage unit for the Printiverse. All my aliens go and live at GPA. Lucky the alien lives there. He's their official mascot. Thank you so much for all you do. And everybody, right after we're finished, take a walk right there. And are you going to give those out to the people in the booth, or they have to come?
They have to come see us, and we'll talk with them a little bit about what
Okay.
we've got. But we've got a 5-pound swatch book, Deborah, that people will probably not want to take with
It's
them.
really cool.
This would be probably considered a plastic explosive, so I did get searched on the way by TSA because this does not, with paper and plastic in one book. But yeah, please stop by and see us,
Okay,
and we'll
well,
talk a little bit more about what we've
David
got.
from TSA is actually going to hangs out of my booth, so we'll tell him later. We'll get that on the plane for you.
Awesome, thank you.
We have Brian from Muto coming up now. Thank you so much, Marianne. This one is my mistake. I left Muto off my slide. I'm sorry, Brian. But you printed all the banners, and yes, and to tell you the truth, if you're watching the broadcast at home, you'll see that Muto is on every video. That logo.
Thank you for that.
So you worked out. Hey. So Muto, wide format, hot topic at the show. Who are you, and how is Muto helping print businesses grow?
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you letting us support the industry and you guys. Muto is a 65-year-old company. Been working for them for 14 years. I'm the president of the Americas, so I handle Canada all the way down to Argentina. And our booth is right over this wall, so if you want to stop by and see us, we're real close by. We're here and excited to show a brand new product. It's never been shown at any show ever before. It's called a ValueJet 1627MH, and what's nice about this machine is it's a hybrid for one thing. Hybrid does not mean that it runs on batteries. It actually plugs in the wall, but what it does do is go from roll-to-roll media to rigid media, so that's convenient for when you want to do a lot of different applications, like a lot of sign shops do, and commercial printers want to do all sorts of different kinds of applications. But the most unique thing is the ink. It's a new ink. It's called MP, and MP stands for multi-purpose. And multi-purpose means that it goes on a lot of different substrates. So you can print banners, you can print car wraps, and you can print on glass and metal and coroplast. So it's a brand new ink technology. What you would kind of think of it as is UV and solvent, like EcoSolvent. It's a combination, and it's just great. We've sold the one off our floor. We only have 2 right now in stock because it's that brand new.
Fire sale.
Fire sale. So that one's already sold. We got a whole bunch more on the way from Japan, which is where they're manufactured, and we're real excited to show it off. So if you want to see it, it's literally over this wall.
So last year, when the topic of wide format came up, the printers kind of got riled up a bit about the substrates. They felt like there wasn't enough discussion about what can go in them, what can go out of them. It seems like we've moved a little past that now, and their current concern is finishing. Does Muto have finishing partners? How are you addressing those conversations? I'm imagining people come up there and asking you about finishing all day long.
Yeah, certainly finishing is a big part of the solution, right? You have to be able to design it, you have to be able to print it, and then you have to finish it. And finishing is such a wide range. For example, if you're finishing fabric for banners like this that have to be sewn, or if it's a car wrap and you have to laminate it to protect it from the sun and scratching. Whatever the case may be, you have to have a good partner for the finishing, and of course the finishing depends on what you're going to be doing. So you might need different devices to finish different products and different applications. So it's important to do your research. It's important to go to shows like this where you can see finishing products no matter what you're doing, and learn about it before you get too far down the road of buying stuff, because finishing is often an afterthought. And
Right.
and you really have to think ahead
Right,
of
no, yeah,
for
that's-
what you're going to be doing through the whole system.
Right. So, because you're an expert in this field, if you were a customer, right, and you were walking into a booth and you saw a wide format, a piece of equipment, what are some good questions that you think would help attendees as they're walking around the show?
Well, what I always ask somebody when they walk in the booth is, what do they want to do? What is their business? What are they trying to create?
Right, but that's what you would ask
That's
them.
what I ask them. So what I would do is turn that around.
Okay, perfect.
I would walk into the booth as a customer and say, look, I'm a commercial printer. I want to get into wide format because I know my customers are buying this application from my competitors or someone down the street. I want to offer car wraps. I want to offer banners, posters. I want to offer signage for trade shows or whatever. I'm looking for. Tell us what you're looking for. Tell us what you're going to do with it, and then we can educate you on all the piece parts that go along with it. So.
Does Muto do your own financing and things like that?
Yeah, that's part of what we offer. It makes it real easy. It's called Muto Financial Services. You can apply online or talk to any of our partners. And it just makes it easy because you can just make payments. You don't have to necessarily go out and
Right.
find a bank or leasing
And
company.
I mean, I'm not saying this with all due respect. These are not ridiculously expensive machines. These are kind of like reachable by a lot of people.
Especially in this industry that we're at here, our machines, range from $6,500 to $85,000 for our biggest, best one. And so in some industries that would be a lot, and in this industry it's usually most people are going, that's it? That's all it is?
It's
Yeah,
less than
I
a-
could buy 2 or 3.
Yeah, it's less than software.
Which
quite
is music
frankly.
to my ears.
Right. Speaking of software, do you have your own operating system, or do yours plug into the other MISs?
Yeah, so it works with any computer system, any current model or Windows. It does not, if you're going to run on a Mac or an Apple system, you do need special conversion software. But what we do include is a $3,500 RIP software package with our printers. It's called SAI. It's
Oh,
made,
I know SAI.
Yeah, SAI is great. They're a leader in their space, and they have a giant market share. And we partnered with them so that when you get a printer, you can actually get up and running the day you get it. You don't have to go, oh, I forgot the software, or I got to go buy something else. It's out of the box. So you get to put the ink in, you plug it in, you load the software, and you're off and running.
Last question: how are you supporting the printers if they're, starting a wide format business with actually teaching them how to have a wide format business?
Education is probably the hardest part of any business, is learning, not going through all the pitfalls of not knowing what you're doing. So we have a whole education department. We've got an education website called thinkmuto.com, and it's a big focus for us to not only sell you the product, but educate on how to use it, how to fix it, how to run it, and how to make money. And then avoid, the startup time that sometimes it takes, and all the mistakes and costs. So education's a big part of what we offer as the solution.
And as Brian mentioned, Muto is right over this
right over
wall,
there.
right there. We can probably throw things at you guys.
I'll throw some over later.
And website, muto.com.
Muto.com and thinkmuto.com.
And thinkmuto.com, and at Muto America
At
on
Muto America on all social media.
on social media. Brian, thank you so much
Thank
for your
you.
support of the Printiverse. Every year since we've been here, you've been making the banners for us. My mom loves your luggage tags. She's obsessed with them, as everybody knows.
Yeah, we got luggage tags you can put on it has funny sayings on it, so you can stop by and get some of those.
They're awesome. Thank you so much for everything you do. And everybody will be back in 5 minutes with our